from your hair. Shake it loose and let it fall. With the sad news of the passing of Kristofferson this week, I thought at least it would be a perfect opportunity to look at this classic from 1970, so long ago, and a little bit like Carole King's Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow. This is a song which lends itself to all sorts of interpretations, and it's been covered in lots of different ways over the years by all sorts of different people, from Joan Baez to Johnny Cash to Elvis Presley. I think if I were any kind of a singer recording this, I would probably slow it right down. Take the ribbon from your hair, shake it loose and let it fall. Lay it soft upon my skin, like the shadows on the wall. This kind of thing. But I'm going to stick very closely to Kris Kristofferson's original release here. It's quite up-tempo. We're actually in the key of C, but with a capo on the 5th fret, I'm going to play as if I'm in G. I just want to bring this 6th string into play a little bit. And we've got a very simple group of chords. If we were playing in C, we'd have F and G. Bar chords aren't everyone's cup of tea. So playing it as if in G means that instead of playing C and F, we're playing G and C, which just fits a little more nicely under the fingers. Okay, look. It's a simple song. We've got a verse, then we've got this bridge that just happens once, and then we come back to the verse and we fade out. We've got a bar of G, a bar of C, and 2 bars of G for the intro, and it's like this. Take the ribbon. So the strumming, what I'm doing here is aiming for the lower notes on the first beat, boom, and then the upper strings for the second beat, boom, chang, that kind of a thing. You know, often when we want to distill down what's been recorded by a band on acoustic guitar, it's a question of bringing in elements from the bass and the drums, and this way we kind of get a little bit of the sound of what happens elsewhere. I think he's actually playing a 12-string guitar on the original. It's a kind of a slightly rattly sound. That kind of a thing. In a moment we'll look at something a bit more interesting to do with the bass, just with the thumb. But for now, we've got this bar of G, and when we go to C, instead of just switching to a C chord this way, I'm going to play something that you see a lot. I mean, recently in the Charlie Rich song, The Most Beautiful Girl, that I did, you get this as well in a number of other songs that I've covered. It seems to come up a lot. Rather than going to C, I'm going to do this. C over G. And what's happening here, assuming you're playing your G this way, which I urge you to do if you're still playing G this way, give this a go. I'm going to move my first and second fingers to where they would be for a C chord. And then back again. That kind of a thing. And in fact, just to get a feel of the original, I'm going to hammer those on at the beginning of that second bar. So, 2, 3, 4. So you've got to give these strings, these middle strings here, second, third and fourth strings, a decent whack at the beginning of that second bar so we can sound that hammer on. Take the ribbon from your hair. Same thing again. Here we go. Shake it loose and let it fall. And now we are on a proper C chord. 2 bars of C and 2 bars of A minor. Laying soft upon my skin. And 2 bars of D7. In fact, another 2 bars of D7. 4 bars of D7 altogether. Like the shadows on the wall, or come and lay down by my... Yeah, so that's it. we've got this G, G over C, G to begin the verse and to end it. When we have these 4 bars of D7, you might try playing D for 2 bars and then D7, just to kind of break things up a little bit. So anyway, let's have the whole of the verse. We'll do the intro and the verse. Take the ribbons from your hair, shake it loose and let it fall, lay it soft upon your skin. There's D there, and then we'll go to D7, like the shadows on the wall. I think I'll probably play 4 bars of D7 there, but you know, that would work. 2 bars of D and 2 bars of D7. So that's the verse done. Okay, now before we look at the bridge section, let's just see what we could do with the bass here. If instead of strumming that bottom string, I pick it with the thumb, that just gives us a slightly more distinct kind of attack to the note, a bit more defined rhythmically, and it helps to separate out the bass and the treble. But of course, in a country song like this, what we'd normally do is alternate the bass. Now, I have a lovely video on alternating bass, but if you're new to this, there's a very simple set of rules. Let's look at G first of all. We're going to go from the normal bass note, G, to the 4th string, which is a D. That's it. Take the ribbon from your hair. Now when we go to this C over G, I'm actually just going to keep that going. It means that now I'm hitting an E on the 2nd fret of the 4th string there for the alternating bass note, but that's okay. It's all going to work fine. Take the ribbons from your hair, shake it loose and let it fall. Now we're getting on to a proper C chord, and the alternating bass here is 5 to 6. A minor, lay in, and that's again 5 to 6. The standard rule is wherever you can, you're going to move from the normal bass note to the next string down on the same fret. So for C, that's 3rd fret of the 5th string, alternating to 3rd fret of the 6th string. For A minor, open 5th string to open 6th string. You could see then that G was an exception to this, because G you haven't got another string to move down to, so you just need to know that for G it's 6 to 4. But for the other chords we've got here, we're going to move down from the normal bass note to the next string down on the same fret. So so far we've got 6 4 6 4, shake it loose, and then after C on 5 to 6, 5 to 6, A minor again 5 to 6, and ba-da-dee-da-da. Now for D7, normal bass note, or D or whatever you're playing, normal bass note is the open 4th string down to the open 5th string. Da-da-dee-da-da-dee-dam. Okay, missed that one. But there you go. That instantly gives us a bit more definition, a bit more kind of rhythmic interest, and helps to give the song a bit more character. Now, once we've got to the point where we're adding bass notes individually with the thumb, there are another couple of things that we should probably look at. Passing bass, another lovely video on passing bass notes I've got too. A couple of examples of a place where we'll want to use a note to link 2 chords. The first of those is after bar 4, where we've got this G, we're going to go to C. So I'll play you slowly. Take the ribbons from your hair, shake it loose, and now at this point I'm about to go to C. Instead of alternating 6 to 4 at the end of that final G chord, I'm going to do this, 6 to 5. That puts a B in the bass, which steps up very nicely to the C chord. Shake it loose and let it fall. Okay, so that works really well. So that's G with a B in the bass right at the end of that 4th bar there, takes us into the C. And as we get to the A minor, well, C and A minor are a third apart. They are next but one in the alphabet, if you like. We've got C and we've got A. So we can step between them with the missing note, C to A. That's a B again. So that same B on the second fret of the fifth string. Here it is. I'm playing C over B, which is a bit of a dissonant sound, but we are resolving that immediately onto the A minor. So that works really well. Okay, let's just have the beginning of the verse again to see how that works. Take the ribbon from your hair, shake it loose and let it fall, lay it soft upon my skin, like the shadows on the wall. One last thing here, you could try this if you've got your D7, like the shadows on. Now I'm going to put my thumb here. I might not do this later on, but wrap my thumb over the second fret of the bottom string. That gives me an F sharp. That's part of the D7 chord. It's the same as the note on the top string at the second fret, 2 octaves lower, but there we are, F sharp, and that's going to lead me on to G very nicely. Like the shadows on the wall. Okay, there we are. Some alternating bass and passing bass notes. All right, let's look at the bridge section. What happens here? And I don't care who's right or wrong. 4 bars of C. I don't try to understand. 4 bars of G. Let the devil take tomorrow. 4 bars of A7. For tonight I need a friend. And we finish off with 4 bars of D7, D or D7 as you like, and that's the end of the bridge. And for tonight I need a friend. 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. Yesterday is dead and gone. So there's that little break there before the next verse. So that really is it. C for 4 bars, G for 4 bars, A7 for 4 bars, and D or D7 for 4 bars. We can get into that bridge. And I don't care who's right or... Again, we can put a B in the bass. And I don't care who's right or wrong. To step up. And in fact, what you could do is put a G7 in right before we get to the C. That just pushes us a little more firmly towards the C chord. And I don't care who's right or... You can hear that? Right or wrong. And that's it. Now there's just one more little detail. When we have the D in the verse, the D7 if you like, we've got this thing. He plays on the guitar. Obviously he's in a different position, a different key if you like. So he's doing this differently. He'll be doing this on a G7 chord for him. For me, I'm playing it up here on the D7 and it's this. I lay in soft upon my skin. It really doesn't matter, but you can kind of hear this on the original. You'll do this instead of playing the D7, so if you've got a second guitar, if you want to overdub something, if you're recording this, this will work. And I've got notes on the middle 2 strings, the 3rd and 4th strings of the guitar. I'm going to use my 1st and 3rd fingers initially because they're separated by 2 frets. 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string and my 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string. Picking with my thumb and 1st finger, I guess, or thumb and 2nd finger, I don't know really. Then I'm going to go up 2 frets with the 1st finger and 1 fret on the other string. So now I'm going to bring my 2nd finger into play. Because these are 2 frets apart, I'm using my 1st and 3rd and then 1st and 2nd. It's just good housekeeping. Okay, so 2 and 4 in frets, that is. 4 and 5, and then 5 and 7, so I'm reverting to my first and third fingers and coming back down. I'm just playing thirds here. Okay, so if I put that into the verse, just so you can hear the context, I wouldn't do this if I'm using a single guitar, but shake it loose and let it fall, laying soft upon my skin, like the shadows on the wall, that kind of a thing. When I was in my 20s, I was living in Germany. This is in the 80s, and I had a job for a year with a show band, and we played ski resorts, hotels, nightclubs, and we did a long stint on a cruise ship, the MS Europa. Went all over the place. We sailed up the Amazon wearing lederhosen and all sorts of weird stuff back then. And we had an American singer who can't still be alive called Johnny Walker. True story. And we would sing this song every night, and he would sing, and take the gibbons from your hair. Just, I can't help but think of that line and think back to those days whenever I hear this song. Okay, that's it. Let's have a playthrough. See you on the next one. 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Take the ribbons from your hair, shake it loose and let it fall, laying soft upon my skin, like the shadows on the wall. Come and lay down by my side till the early morning light. All I'm taking is your time. Help me make it through the night. And I don't care who's right or wrong. And I don't try to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow. For tonight I need a friend. Yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight. And it's sad to be alone. Help me make it through the night. It's sad to be alone. Help me make it through the night.